All right, what is going on, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up, Sebi? What's up, Harry Potter? What is up, wizards? So, I'm not going to be continuing the dual-wield build, at least not right now. We'll see. I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence. I know we died to a bug, but it's like, it's still a death, and we were playing permadeath, so it kind of feels bad to keep playing, but you know what I mean. Shout Maiden? That one died, Robin. I think if you go watch, like if you go to my YouTube page and you go to like live streams, just look at the like last live stream after the last episode, because I think I died like 13 minutes into the episode, so I like just didn't even name it that. I should probably rename that to fit that one though. Even a bug death usually takes the wind out of my sails. Yeah, exactly, Ethan. Also, sorry, I'm a bit congested. I've been sick all weekend. I wanted to stream yesterday, but I just really couldn't bring myself to yesterday. So based on the title of today's episode, I don't really like, I'm not looking to play like a full playthrough right now or anything. I think I kind of want to take a break from that right now. I need to do some development work for the beginner's guide that I'm working on. I mean, I was working on it. I have like most of, I don't have a script put together, but I have like the outline of the video put together. So I need to work on probably making a script, figure out what shots I'm going to shoot, what scenes I'm going to shoot, and then just figure out some more of the details and what I'm going to talk about. Something I wanted to include in the beginner's guide video was maybe like somewhere between 1, 2, or 3, maybe at least 2. So probably between 2 or 3 beginners builds. Just like what I would recommend new 3bfTweaks players to try out. I'm thinking of maybe doing like at least a mage build and a warrior build. And I might make the warrior build like you can go one-handed or you can go two-handed, you know, something like that. What's up, Ank? What's going on, man? To do 500 shots of dying to archers early game? Yeah. Yeah, basically, I'm thinking both builds are probably going to be Argonians. I think Argonian is just the best beginner's race. They're really good mages early on, too, just because of the extra armor rating. One issue I have right now is I really need to wait till the next ftweaks update before I can really start working on all the finer details, at least for the mage portion, because of all the new spells and some of the changes to some of the foods are getting readjusted. I think some of the alcohols might be, I'm not sure about that. But I know baked potatoes is the big one. I guess I could just ask Forn what he's planning to put baked potatoes to. You know what, let's do that right now, actually. Okay, I'm just going to ask Forn what the nerf to potatoes is going to be. But yeah, so I just kind of want to playtest some starting locations as well as some early game quests that I've just never done. So just some new things I want to try out. Paladin build with sunlight conjured equipment. Yeah, dude, that build's really strong. It's strong in the sense of you become like just the unkillable tank. It just doesn't do like an insane amount of damage. What's up, Harness? Yeah, Caesar, Argonian Tower de Bella, Zenithar, Mason Shield, best beginner's build. Yeah, I was thinking Mason Shield, Argonian, maybe not Tower Stone. I think Steed Stone is probably the best beginner's build, or just like beginner's birth sign. What's up, Brandon? Because I think Steed Stone like really helps alleviate the stamina issues early on, and then later on, like after doing the Companions quest line, you can switch to Tower. Yeah, Mist Valley. That's kind of what we're working on right now. I'm doing like a little bit of playtesting today. Some beginning locations. Trying to figure out what's going to be the best like beginners setup. Also, pardon the nasally voice. I'm quite congested. Been sick all weekend. Yeah, what's up, Acidic? You caught a stream, but maybe one of the more boring ones. Who knows? Well, what was I gonna name this? I had a funny name in my mind. Just gonna name this newbie, I guess. Yeah, exactly, Ethan. Not to mention, if you go heavy armor, it helps alleviate a lot of the heavy armor detriments. Yeah, I think Argonian's definitely the best beginners build or beginners race, regardless of, unless you're doing an archer. I think Argonian is always a good pick. I don't think Argonians would necessarily make bad archers. I just think Bosmer is just always the way to go for archers. Hitting testing is how we learn. Yeah, I'm hoping to test out some miscellaneous quests today that I've never done and see what kind of rewards we get, just to see if there's any, what all we can do in different starting locations. Anything we can do to get away from camping in the woods all the time, but also just to see like, oh, when we start in Windhelm, who are some of the miscellaneous NPCs that we can talk to get a cool quest. Like, I know there's the one lady you can talk to about giving some Dwemer a ring or something. I've heard people talk about this, but I've literally never done that. So things like that, finding those fun differences. So first one I will do Windhelm, actually.
Which inn are you a patron of?
So we're going to go to Windhelm. And that is... Don't tell me. Candlehearth Hall.
Even the lowest among us can rise to greatness.
Might not remember them all off the top of my head sometimes, but if I see a list, I should be good. So I've got the uesp.net page pulled up, and I just went to miscellaneous quests, and I'm looking at Windhelm right now. So we're just gonna start there and see what we can do.
Come on in. We've got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
Windhelm is one that I feel like requires a bit of game knowledge to start. I feel like it's not a beginner's start. Some of the locations just aren't that easy. Like let's see, Bestial Stew. Now, the question is, being that this is like a beginner's build, I think Solitude is a great alchemy start. You get a lot of good ingredients in Solitude. Try Winterhold Mage start, rushing for... Yeah, Caesar, we're not going to probably go into too much of that. Maybe for whenever we start playtesting the mage portion, but I'm not really going to be going for... I'm not going to really be like delving into the mage stuff until next update with all the new spell changes. Yeah, Trader's Post will destroy you. The shipwreck is also not easy either. Did I already? I don't even know if I picked Bestial Stew, fur shoes, fur bracers, shield. Really don't even need a tonic whenever you go Bestial Stew. Because we still need to pick a weapon. I think starting off with a sword is going to be the best way to go. We'll go iron sword. I think steel sword's probably going to be the better start. Steel sword. That is a silver sword. Fuck me. Start again. Can't read apparently. Steel sword. Guess we might as well go tonic, right? And then just get healing potions. This is probably the better starting gear here to grab. We also have ghouls mods, though, in Lalaland. Oh god, final boss quest, the nightmare. Yeah, I think for the most part, I'm gonna be covering like beginners setup, like, and like take it like quite literally with the beginner. So I think first perks. Now I'm thinking if I want to do if we want to do like the beginner's build to be with crafting or without crafting. If I do heavy armor, I would honestly say probably without crafting. If I am doing light armor, then I would say probably with at least enchanting. If we did, I mean, Argonian, Steed, Zenithar ends up being insanely good with light armor. Yeah, I'm not looking at beginner's guides to be talking about cheesing hard dungeons exactly. It's more so going to be about like teaching honest gameplay in a sense of like, you know, here's how you deal with bandits like early on in this in 3bfTweaks. You know, starting off with the easiest, like taking, like if we're starting Falkreath, then we're talking about taking on that watchtower that has like 3 bandits at it. So like if someone wants to start in Windhelm, I'm kind of trying to see like what's going to be the easiest thing for them to do if they start in Windhelm. I mean, evasion is really good. They're going to have to you'd have to constantly be worried about arrows. But once again, this build is going to be for people who are just starting 3bfTweaks that are most likely not playing permadeath. This isn't going to be this is the best build to like never die on. Excuse me. Zenithar, Steed, Argonian light armor. Yeah, I think yeah, you go, I think Steed is the start, and then you go Tower Stone later after Companions. And I think going into both, so I'd say with evasion though, you want enchanting. Like you could go for Deathbrand, but I don't want a beginner's build to be centered around going after Hacknir, because Hacknir is an insane boss. Like sure, he's doable if you fight him at level 30 plus, and you're overpowered as shit. It's a lot easier. But to that same extent, it's like, okay, well, what are you wearing until level 30 plus? Like sure, Saviour's Hide's not that hard to get, and you got to find boots, gloves, whatever. If you do heavy armor, you get like this constant progression. So I'm like tempted to put it as heavy armor as like the main go-to build. Yeah, Debella starts pretty good. Alteration is getting a facelift, or at least you're just getting more spells. I'm sure he's probably doing something with the perks, I'd imagine too, but that's happening next update. We haven't got that patch yet. It's coming. Hold on one second. God. Hold on one second. Light armor, you pretty much have to go crafting skills. Yeah, at least one. Heavy armor is good, in my opinion, teach beginners, because unique light armor is bad. Yeah, but the only problem is the beginner's guide is going to be based on next update, of course. I want to try to keep it up to date as much as possible. So I guess it does kind of make it hard to plan for evasion. So I think we should plan for this build to be based on heavy armor for now, because I don't think heavy armor progression is changing much aside from... Oh, I should ask for if he plans on moving Templar also. Honestly, what I'm starting to think that I might have to do is I think I'm going to focus this stream to be more on starting locations and what there is to do rather than the build, because there's going to be enough changes next update that would create new opportunities or mess up current opportunities for builds. Yeah, Templar is moving, I'd imagine. Yeah, Caesar, that's not... Yeah, Argonians can do that a little bit easier, but it's definitely not easy, per se. So, for the purposes of this stream, I think we're mostly just going to focus on what there is to do in town. If you do go that route, though, to try to go for the mace early on, then a really good strategy is to pick what's her name? Cirabane. You go Cirabane, go kill Elaine, get his armor, then you end up with 16 magic resistance plus 40 shock resist. So that's not too bad. Oh yeah, Templar. Yeah, Templar definitely needs to move. No, like I agree with you. I like going to Bella on Zenithar builds to start. Extra armor penetration, get the extra armor rating right off the bat. The one thing I don't like about putting Zenithar on a beginner's build is a beginner who's coming into 3bfTweaks is not going to be used to the economy, and it's going to make... I feel like it's going to make it hard for them to play, like, you know, you're not really, because you really don't want to spend your money on anything. Like, obviously the people who've been playing 3bfTweaks for a while just know you just don't spend your money on anything. But a beginner might want to explore and buy things and, you know, whatnot. So forcing Zenithar on them, or not forcing, but suggesting Zenithar does kind of make it harder because they're not always going to have that full bonus probably. I think the beginners part of it though, Caesar, is more so like the first 10 levels. It's less about here's how to get OP quick and more about here's a general guideline to push you in the right direction, but lets you find those things on your own. It's not going to be like, go here, get this, and then kill everything along, and then now you can go kill all this stuff. It's more so like, you know, start off with some equipment, and here are some of the easiest melee or bandit dungeons or bandit locations in the areas that you start. Do some bounties, how to get your character rolling in that sense. Okay, so first thing we're looking at... Okay, hold on. Oops, come on. All right, so we've got somebody in Candlehearth Hall we can actually talk to. So right now I'm just testing out like the miscellaneous quests. Floppy tail. Oh yeah, I have Khajiit and Argonian tail physics.
We've got warm food, warm
It is a bit floppy though, isn't it?
beds.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this more than the stiff tail. This is a little too floppy. I forgot I even added that a while back. Yo, what's up, Josh? Let's see here. Stenvar. Alright, so this guy sends us on a delivery quest.
I still can't believe Isabella's gone. She was such a helpful young lass.
Quest giver. Okay, so
Now more than ever.
he doesn't necessarily give the quest right away.
I'm a sailor on the North Wind. We're laying over in Windhelm for a while.
Looks like an appendage, yeah. Does look a little goofy. That's probably something I'll remove. I just haven't played an Argonian or Khajiit race to really test it out.
I think I've got a handle on it, but Orichalcum is confusing.
Don't even bother with that one. Leave it to the orcs.
I have a little of everything.
You see those warriors from Hammerfell?
Kind of a messy
Oh,
metal anyway.
and that bit.
Exactly.
When I retire, if you're in need of goods, there's a market. If it's a soft bed and a hot meal you're after, there's Candlehearth Hall.
See here, he
Everyone
usually
says
gives
you're
you...
If Shore's bones, I might just have
Now
to.
winds and corns.
Oh, I think the other issue is starting inside of a location messes things up sometimes, so I might have to be careful about that. I don't know. I don't think Windhelm is probably going to be the best start. It'll probably not be one of the locations I suggest starting in. Yeah, I guess I probably need to think about what locations we're going to recommend starting in. Camping in the woods is a good one, but it's not the best one. And a lot of times, or not even a lot of times, so it definitely depends on the build. All right, let me try fast traveling to this location now. Well, maybe it's a good thing we started in Windhelm then, since it's not going to be a location I suggest. Oh, that's cool. Shavi in the Argonian assemblage. Gives you a dungeon delving quest to go find her Amulet of Zenithar. So I guess if I did start a Zenithar build in here, that'd be a good place to go. Instead of getting the easy one in Riften, maybe work for it.
Come on in. Just
That is another nice thing if you do Zenithar early on is getting the Zenithar amulet. Okay, so he still doesn't want to talk. Yeah, that's the plan, Caesar.
Name's new.
Yeah, like pretty much none of the Windhelm camps are a good starting camp as it is right now.
Ulfric will listen to you.
Even without Ghoul's special boss at Trader's Post, it was still not the easiest location because there's typically a lot of archers there.
A few intrepid souls even brought some items back from Morvenskar, the fort southwest of the city.
So let's take a look at our map. Falkreath as a starting location has Bannermist Tower, which is probably one of the easiest starts. Honestly, I think I would classify Falkreath start as camping in the woods, if I'm going to be real. Because if you're camping in the woods, you're starting pretty much right here. And this is in Falkreath. So you would, do the 3 bandits, do Ember Shard, and then obviously most of us come up over this way and hit up this location. But really, you could go over here to Banner Mist, clear that one, get the bounties before going to Ember Shard. This way you have 2 bounties to turn in. Aside from doing... If you were to start camping in the woods, I'd probably recommend grabbing... Instead of even just starting camping in the woods, I would just start Falkreath. As a true beginner, I would start Falkreath, do Banner Mist, run towards Riverwood. Let's see here. None of these are really like super beginner friendly. Smuggler's Sanctuary is one of Ghoul's. This place isn't bad. It's just, it does have a trickster at the end, which can be hard. But I'll be covering bull rushing, and bull rushing deals with single tricksters that are going to be there. So this might be like the wrap-up point. But at the same time, this also requires you to play Ghoul's dungeons. Unfortunately, as far as places like Dawnstar are concerned, or Winterhold, mostly Dawnstar. Winterhold you can do without Ghoul's mods, but Dawnstar for sure, you definitely need the Brittle Brine hideout and the Helivood, because the only other dungeon you have is Fort Fellhammer, and that one's just a bit too difficult without. I think Snowpoint Beacon is a Winterhold bounty, and for some reason, Pride of Tel'Vos is not. I'm not sure why that is. Bleak Coast Cave. Hold on, I think I tested this one. I'm trying to remember what was in there. This is one of Ghoul's. This one got added, so that makes Winterhold start a little more viable. Unfortunately, the real Winterhold starting strat is running Sarthal early, but that's not super beginner friendly, is it? Dawnstar really isn't too bad. I do apologize, guys, but this is probably going to be a bit more of a boring stream, because this is mostly just playtesting and what's the word? Planning, I guess. Or just theorizing. There we go. Theorizing and planning starts. I think Solitude is a great beginner start that has like a really good progression, but does, it doesn't, it's not like it's multiple easy areas. It's like, okay, here's the easiest area. Here's the step up. Here's a step up, and here's a big step up. So with Solitude, I think the start here is definitely Wolf Skull Cave, Ironback Hideout, drop down, go do Orphan's Tier, and then once you do Orphan's Tier, it's a bit of an unfortunate layout because I do think that Wolf Skull and Ironback are probably the easiest. Dainty Slowed would probably be the next easiest, and then Orphan's Tier, and then finishing off with Broken Ore Grotto. Sort of just a themed, just chatting stream, kind of in a way. I mean, there'll be some gameplay, but yeah, you can look at it that way. So I really like Solitude's progression. If you are really like beginners, probably would just skip over Broken Ore, because a true beginner probably is going to be looking at doing like the easiest locations in a hold, and then moving on to the next hold and doing the easiest locations there. So we've got 1, 2, I would say 3 easy locations in Solitude. Orphan's Tier is not too bad, but there's oftentimes a trickster and an archer here, so that does make things complicated. Caesar, that camp that has the Undying Breath amulets is not easy. Wreck of Pride of Tel'Vos. I can show you why it's not easy, actually. Just go straight there. Less about playtesting builds, Sindari, more about theorizing and, yeah, Caesar, it's the crossbow guy, and more so just strategizing, beginners, strategies, beginner's guide. So let's see here. A little bit of lag. Where's the camp? Is it on the other side?
You don't have what it takes.
Look, it's Bernard.
Go ahead.
For some reason, he's not using his,
Time to die. What a day.
I don't even think we got clipped by Bernard. I think we just got hit by the regular guys there. I gotta blow my nose. Sure hope my mute button worked. I think it did. I have my second monitor covered up by the Quest screen. Hold on, I can... Yeah, it looked like that worked. What is going on with this? Hold on. Boop. I didn't remember that. Scratch Winterhold. Yeah, Winterhold is not the best. Winterhold, realistically, if you're not using Ghouls mods for the extra dungeons, it doesn't really have anything. It did, don't worry. That's good. You'll do Frost Flow Lighthouse. That's an easy beginner's dungeon, right? Right next to Hobbs Fall. So I think Falkreath has one really easy location, like the easiest, probably the easiest location in the game. I think besides, like, I actually think this is easier than the camp south of Riverwood. This is definitely the easiest location. Camping in the woods, like the actual camp right there, is not the easiest location, because it's you have to break the archer's bow. That's like step number 1, and then you have to kite 3 bandits. This one, you have a chance to fight 1 bandit one-on-one, or at least get some damage in before the second one shows up, and the archer stays at the top of the tower, and you can stay out of their line of sight. So that makes this really easy. Let's see here. All the other Falkreath dungeons are pretty difficult. Markarth is obviously an immediate no. The other location I would think would be Riften. Yes, Daedalus. I mentioned that earlier. When I was talking about Solitude. Beginner is most likely just going to want to hit all of the easy locations in a hold and then move on to the next hold and do the next easiest. Bleak Falls Tower has like 3 minutes too. Yeah, Bleak Falls Tower isn't bad. The only issue with Bleak Falls Tower is, I mean, it's the same. Well, actually not the same as Banner Mist. At least in Banner Mist, you can cheese the chest. You don't need to pick the apprentice lock. At Bleak Falls Tower, you have to break the chest or be able to pick it to get a reward, other than just killing the bandits and getting insights. It's not much about cheese, Jukula, and it's more about teaching like fundamentals and giving direction to beginning players, like, hey, these are some easy spots to start. Because I think one of the problems a lot of people have, whether they're new to Requiem or new to 3bfTweaks, if they're new to Requiem in general, then I think this will help a lot, this part of it. If they're just new to 3bfTweaks, they probably already know a handful of these locations, but it'll be a nice refresher to be like, hey, these are the locations that'll be like the easiest to start like fighting some things, so that you can get used to jumping into combat right away. Because most people that played Requiem but not 3bfTweaks coming into 3bfTweaks aren't really used to the whole like, oh, I'm level 1, I need to go start bandit content. They're more like, oh, I'm level 1, like I'm gonna do some alchemy in town, or I'm gonna go level up something else. Yeah, they just don't know where to go. So I think giving them a guide on like, hey, if you go to Riften, you can do these locations. And then if you go to Whiterun, you can do these locations. And if you go to Falkreath, you can do these locations. And in Solitude, you can do these ones. Once you get to like this level, then you can probably start doing some of these locations. And once you get a handle of combat. The other thing I'd like to see is, I'm looking at like a list of miscellaneous quests. And I'm just trying to see if there are any miscellaneous quests in some of these starting locations that might send you to other holds, so that you can have like more like a seamless journey of like, I'm not just going to Whiterun to do all the easiest stuff and then going to Falkreath to do all the easiest stuff. It's like, maybe I go to Whiterun to do the dungeons and then for bounties, and then I pick up a miscellaneous quest that takes me to somewhere in Falkreath or something like that. A lot of the dragon chests at dragon locations have something there to stop you from doing that. Usually some enemies that spawn there, and oftentimes it's like necromancer or some kind of mage or something, or like undead. So a little scary to do that in some cases. Yeah, we're going to go over spacing and combat and dodging and stuff like that. Yeah, and then a lot of them, they're just not there, like Jukla said. But like I said, this is not going to be like a, hey, here's all the free chests that you can get. Here's all the locations. Like, just run through, grab all these chests, level up, and then now you're level 12. You can go fight stuff. No, this is more so to teach people like, hey, here are some of the easier bandit locations, so that when you're level 1 start, you can jump into the action and get going. Okay, looks like there's only 2 quests in Falkreath that I see, miscellaneous quests. We're gonna go check those out. early game spacing and dodging, like without dodge perk, is like heavily dependent on movement speed. Yeah, how to actually play the game. Yeah. More so about playing the game rather than like, here's how to cheese everything. Because if I just make a video on how to cheese everything, you know what Forn's going to do. He's just going to nerf it all. And then it's no fun. Exactly, Caesar. Yeah, depending on the camp they send, it's not going to be easy. But exactly what you're talking about there. Like, we know all of the good miscellaneous quests in Whiterun, like Isolde and Amryn and delivering the Farengar frost salts to Arcadia to get some potions. I want to see... I know, I mean, you were still on track with what we're talking about. A lot of this is just going to get repeated as people come in. But I want to see like what other miscellaneous quests we might be missing in some of these other holds that are worth doing as well. All right, so first person we're looking for is Runil. I think he'll give you quests, but they might be harder.
Are you loyal to Skyrim? Good. They named me Thane.
Kind of curious to see where that goes, where stealing his letter goes. Yep, exactly, Ethan. I can 100% understand that because I went through the same exact thing. I think a lot of us have.
Strangers
Cust.
like you bring
My
lore.
name is Cust. What a stupid ass name.
Kust is responsible for the cemetery here in... Oh, Kust is my assistant.
Kust.
He helps me tend the headstones. I'm fortunate. Could you do an old elf a favor? Blessing of Arcade to you for your help.
Look at that. See? Runil's journal in Embershard Mine.
I'll teach you some of what I know, but be careful.
Wait a second. Why is the RK priest a conjuration trainer? I never knew this. What the fuck?
That journal means a lot to me.
What the fuck? Also, I think training should be severely reduced in price. I never used training. I remember, I think it was when... Was it Requiem or 3bfTweaks that made it, like, super cheap? I don't know. One of them made it, like, super cheap, and then, like, I always did it. That, or I just need to use smart training, maybe. I actually wonder what other locations he might send you to. Do I have a save before going in there? Full. Used to be a battle mage. It's still weird, though, that he teaches you conjuration as a priest of RK. I think it's pretty useless being limited to one level at a time, to be honest. I don't think it would be useless if it didn't have, if you use a mod like smart training. I think smart training makes it like, wow, you can go like way off map. Jesus. Smart training makes it like, I guess, make more sense just so that you don't get like an insane amount of trainings. I think maybe two trainings per level, but using smart training would make most sense. Oh, he can send you to Sunderstone and Haldiers? That's unfortunate. I feel like a lot of these fetch quests like this should be changed, like the locations. The available locations. Might be something I look into. See if that's something I can figure out.
Are you loyal?
Good. Mind what you say.
Mind what you say.
It's all over this town.
Oh, smart thermostats, how they can be so dumb sometimes. There we go. Just trying to change the temperature in the house. Gtweaks, Gtweaks, Gtweaks. I already have a plugin in my load order that is Gtweaks.
I am. Could you do an old blessing of Arcade to you for your help?
So I think he might be stuck on always giving me Ember Shard, even if I reload.
Could you do an old blessing of Arcade to you for your help?
Yeah, looks like it. Fetch quest should be balanced around easier locations. Yeah, because you're really not going to be ever doing this quest after the beginning of the game. Like if you're starting at a location, like if you're starting in Falkreath, you'll do this quest maybe. If it was sending you to easy locations. Or at least just limit these ones to like bandits, at the very least. Honestly, that's something that Requiem should have done. Yeah, exactly. Like Farkas sending you to clear vampires or something. Like, no. Why? This is stupid. Okay, the other person I want to talk to was Bad Gear. My other issue is if I'm going to be doing these beginner's guides, I need to get rid of these towns and cities mods and go back to a more vanilla look. Otherwise, people are going to get confused on where I'm finding NPCs. That.
Unless you intend to bury someone, this isn't the... No, I just finished... Could you deliver the ashes to Runil, the priest of our... Thank you. Until next time.
See if we get... It's probably just random gold, I'd imagine. Probably like 25 gold or something. But hey, if we get an insight for this, that would be an easy little fetch.
Wars. Ah. Thank you for bringing this to me. I'll make sure
50
he gets his
gold.
rights. Here.
So that's just one of those useless miscellaneous quests that there's really not much a point in doing. Unless you really just needed 50 gold. Probably just easier to go steal a coin purse. Alright, let's see here. Dragon Bridge. Retrieve Dragon's Breath Mead and give it to Ulda or Hrogir. Kind of curious where those are. Let's see here. That's Hrogir's house. Go to Ulda. Let's take a look at this steel letter for Dengir. in Laud's house. Where is this letter? Let's see, does this count as stealing? Okay, so you do actually need to take it. And it does count as stealing.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm
I like how
drinks, and
all
warm
of
beds.
Solitude's miscellaneous quests are
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother.
from the Bard's College.
Be mine. What's this, some kind of code?
Fight well.
Need as much iron ore as you can dig up? Well, he's not spying, but it's clear the Empire's making Laud smith up more swords and armor for them. Good work. Take this.
So, once again, only 50 gold.
They named me Thane.
So, there's 100 gold that you can get in Falkreath from miscellaneous quests. It gives you the privilege for... Yeah, I saw that there was more. Something about killing a vampire. Some light theft. Favored by stealing. Yeah, destroyed Dingir's risen ancestor, the vampire Vigar. Where's he at? Oh, he's in Bloodlet Throne. Ah. The reward in vanilla Skyrim is 200 gold. Required level 10. All right, let's go do Embershard Mine. See what reward Runil gives us. Let's see if any of this is worth doing for anybody. So Bayless, that was not Requiem. That's Small Tweaks that gets rid of like all the ebony vampires. I think Requiem still has all of the ebony vamps. Small Tweaks removed them.
You challenge me, then you are a fool and will die.
Should have saved first, but that's okay.
I'll cut you open. You sweat. I'm gonna bleed.
Gold and an insight. Gotcha. We'll check real quick. We'll run through and see. Get a little bit of action in the stream, right?
Ha! Found you.
Finish this! Go! By Eastmere! Don't get away with that!
That was a bit fast.
You're dead. You hear me? Dead! Give up while you still can!
I really find bashing just never worth it. That just required way too much stamina. When I could have just done that.
You hear me? Dead!
It's really only useful if it's like a last ditch effort, or you just have, you know, indispensable amount of stamina. Game fucking lagged right when I try to jump.
This is to get lost, friend. Stupid lizard. Is that the best you can do? It's nothing.
You know, maybe it's a good thing Elvin doesn't swing faster.
I'm gonna wear that tail as a belt.
Yeah, this is where Steedstone just really helps early on to evade attacks.
Gonna split your belly like an old woman's purse. You're dead! Dead! I'll have your head! I'll bury you! No! You won't get the best of me!
That was a close one. This guy's swinging hella fast, though. He definitely had some perks. Was he Redguard? No. Looked like Imperial or something. Oh, those are my diluted insights. I was like, wait a second. Why does he have 8 diluted insights? I'm just giving him all my shit, apparently.
Huh?
But you can see how this is
end this little game.
beginner friendly. So like that little maneuver right there. Well, not that maneuver, but the one where I dodge the power attack. That's just something you learn with time, and I'll explain how to use, but that's hard to put into practice early on. Runil's journal. And in this situation, I would level... Normally, I would probably go evasion, but with Steedstone plus blocking, you don't really necessarily need the dodge perk right away. It is really good once you get used to it and get a hang of it, but in this case, we'll go... Ooh, I should have just done it to 15, but that's okay. And then do the rest in a block. Teach people that little trick, how to get enemies to aggro so you don't have to get too close and risk getting shot by an archer.
You won't live to see tomorrow.
How much you want to bet he has an Imperial weapon? The guy that has the invisible weapon right now? I think it's the Imperial weapons that are an issue.
The best you can do.
That little trick of walking around them. This is part of the spacing, just spacing out that forward power attack. You let them come close to you and back up. Versus if you try to force your way in, a lot of times they'll do the bash. Ah, look at that Imperial weapon. Yeah, it's the Imperial weapons that are causing that issue. And then, of course, can't forget your snacks. Those help a ton. Baked potatoes super good now, but going to be nerfed next.
This what you want, huh?
Bull rushing archers.
Just a scratch.
Not power attacking like that. I didn't mean to power attack there. Nice now that we have like the smithing keys, you can just, once you get all the gold from this dungeon, you can just run over to Riverwood, buy 2 smithing keys, and then open those up. All right, Runiel. Let's see what you shall give me. Well, the thing that it's like, it doesn't really matter what he gives us, because if the fact that he can send you to frickin' Sunderstone and Haldiers makes this just not even worth doing a beginner's quest.
Ghost is responsible. Thank you. It's a collection of
So
regrets
2,
that I
oh, and
try not to
1,000
forget.
gold.
Here,
Okay.
I promised you this.
So this is your quest like you get from like Atar from Solitude, or the guy at the shipyard in Windhelm. 1,000 gold and 2 insights is pretty good to at least see where he sends you. If he does send you to somewhere like Embershard, then heck yeah, it's worth getting. But if it's somewhere like Sunderstone, then maybe not. So I do think that it shouldn't be only like super easy locations. I think he should be able to send you to any of the bandit locations in Falkreath, but not mage locations. I'm not going to do a mage location for 2 regular insights. Now, if he did send you to a mage location, it should change the what rewards you get, but unfortunately it doesn't do that. So we can put those in block. The nice thing about Steedstone is you can pretty much just always level up health right off the bat. And then you get the power attack perk. That's super important. All right, let's check what this quest is up in Dragon Bridge. I'll be right back. All right, where is Olda? Usually in Hrogir's house. Whoever these people are. There's Hrogir.
Have you
There's Olda.
met my husband? He promised me, swore on his... He even has some wolves guarding it. I swear. If you want to try, but I'll keep my dagger sharpened just in case. You can help yourself to any drink you find, but bring me the bottle of Dragon's Breath mead. It's his favorite, so I know he has one there.
Hag's End. Okay. This might be promising.
Until next time.
That would be great if we had a nice little miscellaneous quest to do in Dragon's Bridge. Make Solitude start even stronger. Our soups and stews are off. The nice thing about Steedstone is you can do it without it. I gotta sneeze. God, I hate that feeling of you gotta sneeze, but you just can't. It's terrible. It's awful. She said there was like a wolf cave, but I think it's just... Yeah, it's just like a little overhang of wolves. So right here is like firsthand why movement speed is so good, because I'm able to, I say that and then I get hit, but I'm able to dodge the majority of these attacks because of just being near 100% movement speed, or 100 movement speed I should say. That one I did not get. That one I was able to dodge, and that's right there is part of the reason why I like starting with steel rather than iron on a Steedstone build, is because your stamina is already going to be okay. You don't really need the stamina recovery or the stamina save. The extra range will really prove to be useful. So look like Dragon's Breath mead is the same as like Hunting Brew mead. But this is... I don't really like Nord mead. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Nord mead. And I don't think the Alto wine is good either. I don't think either of those are good. The only time Nord mead is good is if you've just got like cracked movement speed already and three movement speed doesn't hurt you. But for the most part, I wouldn't really want to be sacrificing 3 movement speed early on. I guess unless it's heavy armor. Like on a heavy armor steed build, it's probably fine. Because if I was in heavy armor, I'd be closer to probably like 85 movement speed right now. And the difference between 82 and 85 isn't huge, but the difference between like 101 and 98 does start to become a little bit more important. Being right at like 100 movement speed is just really good. That's how you're able to walk dodge majority of attacks. When you start having to fight things that are super fast, then, you know, 100 plus is where you want to be. All right, let's see what this gets us.
Stendar's mercy to you. If my Horgir doesn't give up the mead this time, I'll hit him over the head with it. Here, for your trouble.
And another useless
No?
miscellaneous quest.
Next thing you know, there'll be my Now we're deep in debt, penniless.
I think getting an insight for that one would be okay. You do have to fight like 5 wolves. That's worthy of a singular insight in my opinion, but it is what it is. That's like the only side quest in Dragon's Bridge. You've got Angeline Merard, which is like the getting information about her daughter from Whiterun, but or Captain Aldous, but I think that's just gold. Let's see here. You've got Noster Eagle Eye's miscellaneous quest, but I think that can lead to hard dungeons. I'm sure the deliver bottle of rum to Falk Firebeard is probably just a 50 gold.
They can't hurt Rogveer.
I don't think he'll give it to us yet. No.
Off?
As far as you need
Doesn't
to go
seem
home.
right to me.
Go home and stay there until your mother
You
comes.
should tell her that her uncle is scum.
You
betrayed
betrayed
his wife. Best she know now.
By opening that gate for Ulfric after he murdered his son.
Ulfric challenged
Such is our way.
He beat the
Such
High
is
King,
the
Custom of Skyrim, and all Nords.
On this day, I go to Sovngarde.
Some gate guard you were.
I think I expected
Good
more.
riddance to bad rubbish, I say.
It shouldn't have been like this.
Yeah, I was going to check out that one too, Caesar. I see that in the list I'm looking at right now.
These stormcloaks are nothing more than
A man opens a gate and cut his head off? Doesn't seem right to me. Finest. Lost my helmet in one. Oh, you could? I sure would love to.
Shadow Green Cavern. That is a big fucking no. Yep, that is a Spriggan location, so that's probably another useless dungeon. Or another useless miscellaneous quest. Let's go talk to Aldous. Actually, this is Aldous right here.
They say the college has been snooping around Sarthor. That I... Thinking of... Ever seen a book called The Mirror? We used to... Good on you. Keep my men in your prayers. They'll need them if they don't shape up.
Okay, so it's just if you happen to find a copy.
A coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to ask.
Those rebels... Good. I'll see if I can get some copies made for the men. Here, something for your trouble.
Ooh. Okay. That is a good one. And then Atar is always worth checking to see where he sends you. Orphan's Tier. That's good. Always check Atar, because his is good. So now... we gotta look and see Skyrim the Mirror. Where can you find this book? Forsaken Cave, inside Palace of the Kings, upstairs in Ulfric Stormcloak's room. Oh, it appears after you start this quest. Alright, so that's a good one to note. It just requires you to go pretty far on a stone table in the burial halls alongside with several steel ingots. So there's also one in Forsaken Cave, which that's kind of late, but that's 500 gold. 500 gold's not a bad reward, plus 1 insight. Plus you could just go run over to Windhelm and steal it. I would say that is a miscellaneous quest worth at least picking up while you're here. Because then whenever you go to Windhelm, you can just grab that copy and then bring it back later, next time you're in Solitude. Let's see what else we can get into. Yeah, Solitude start is really nice. Honestly, one thing I wish, and I might talk to Ghoul about this, I wish more of these like starting locations had like that camping in the woods of like finding a treasure map early on. Like imagine, let's see here. I'm not even gonna bother in Morthal. Dawnstar I am curious about. Like, okay, let's see here. Imagine if there was a treasure map to be found in Ironback Hideout or Orphan's Tier. Actually, it would make sense to have a treasure map in Orphan's Tier.
Never should have come here. Come on!
I can take you.
I'll skin you alive. God damn you!
Wait to count out your coin.
I fought worse than you.
You're gonna die for that.
You won't live to see tomorrow.
I'll show you a real fight.
It'll be so much easier to rob when you're dead.
What you gonna do? We're routed. Fall back.
Huh, think you can kill me? It's time to die, dog.
Do your worst. No! I'll kill you!
Yeah!
Oh, I just realized I was muted the whole time. God damn it. Man of Duty, are you talking about the treasure map that's already there? Because I'm talking about adding new treasure maps. You're going X game mode or something. No, I just forgot to hit unmute. I was sitting there talking about that location too, how that chest should be, that adept chest should be changed to novice, and that it'd be cool if they put a treasure map like in one of those novice chests.
Seems like no one is getting a decent night's rest in Dawnstar, stranger. Best by and Dawnstar is known for its bad luck. Our son. Hey, if you find a book called Night Falls on Sentinel, could you bring it to me? It's a story from my wife.
Okay, so another book quest. Night Falls on Sentinel. I've seen that book before. Let's see here. Oh, it's actually a skill book.
Need a dagger? No? How about a claim? Don't know. Thank you. Let me show you some tricks around the forge.
Ah, some smithing experience. Well, that's good to know. So this is like Ysolda with the tusk. Okay. I know I've definitely seen that book around. So you end up getting a skill book and 3... Isn't that the one at the starting camps? Yeah. I said it and then you posted that comment, Duty. Yeah, it is the book at the starting camps. That's why it looks so familiar. Well, that's good to know. Keep a hold of that and get some free smithing levels when you come to Dawnstar. It's unfortunate though, like just a little bit of XP is just not that good, I feel like. Yeah, I'm definitely not worried about Markarth miscellaneous quests. The only other one would be... Oh, I never have it clipped in the ground for me, Ethan. That's weird. Retrieve a farmer's stolen bow from the rift. That's Draven. Collect 20 Jazzbay grapes for Avrusa Serethi. And then report Leifner's body, which I already know about. But that was just the rift. What about Rift Inn? I done got Thaned. That's a funny name for that quest. Never realized that. Oh yeah, the block book south of Riverwood. Yeah, that one that one clips through a lot. Yeah, as soon as you said clip through, that was the one that I thought of first. You know, I kind of wonder... It's not like super beginner, but it's... I don't think Ice Wraiths are that hard. I wonder what kind of reward you get for turning in the 5 Ice Wraith teeth to that, that one person. Yeah, Skooma Dealer quest is good, but Crag's Lane is not as easy as it used to be. Ever since the The one dude was buffed. The bouncer. The bouncer got a good buff.
I had another run-in with a thief's guild.
Hey, you, get over here.
I'm really getting tired of your excuses. When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on time and for double the usual fee.
Oh, hold on. I need to go to ingredient.
Next time, keep your plans quieter, and nothing would have happened to you.
Guaranteed, clean and free from raw. I picked up a trick from a butcher in El. He showed me a way to grind up ice wraith teeth, and I'm always looking to replenish my supply. Thanks. I was actually worried I'd run out. Perfect, just perfect. And as promised, here's my trade. Hope you like it.
5. What? What did she just give me? She gave me 1 insight, transmute muscles on self, and 5 pheasant breast.
Crisp as a winter's morning.
I don't think that was a fair trade, if I'm going to be honest. How many ice wraiths did she take? 5? So that was 260 gold worth. I guess we made out on the value, but yeah, I don't know.
Gems, potions, exotic ingredients, I have them all.
That's probably not really worth hunting down ice wraiths. It's not like ice wraiths a super beginner friendly enemy anyways. I don't personally think they're that hard, but I'm not going out of my way for that. If it was like 1,000 gold and 2 regular insights, that might be worth it, but nah, that's not worth it. There is one quest that is like somewhat worth doing, and that's Wylandria's quest. If you don't mind doing the traveling, you go to Windhelm, Iverstead, and Winterhold, I think, and you end up getting a few scrolls, which can be helpful. So that's not terrible. It's like the last location would be Winterhold. I think really the only one worth doing is probably the finding the helm, but sometimes he sends you to a hard location. I've also had him send me to the place where the Argonian is just like chilling by the water. And that forces you to steal out of his chest.
We need coin, Ranmir, and you're not bringing home any. Don't just walk away.
See if I remember how to get up to the Jarl's Palace. I think it's up over this way, right? Maybe I'm not right. Yeah, I think this Winterhold looks cool, but I'm just not a fan of the layout. I'd rather keep the vanilla looks on a lot of these locations. Now I gotta find the Jarl. What's up with all the fucking Horkers, man? Hey, look, there he is.
What's your business here in Winterhold? Stay clear of that college. Nothing but foul deeds behind those walls. Winterhold has lost much of its history, and with that much of its power. I aim to change that. I've heard rumors of the resting place of the Hell. Hansa was in line to be High King. Good. I'll have a sum of gold waiting for your return.
Yep.
Come back as soon as you have...
There's one of the locations that you can get that is an instant... Nope. What is up, Leo? Doing a bit of a... chilled, laid back, relaxed stream of just kind of theorizing, hanging out, working on ideas for the beginner's guide that I'm working on. Trying to discover if there's any miscellaneous quests that have gone under the radar. Really, the only one that I think is probably Runeal. You can get lucky with Runeal's quest. I think Runeal's like the only one I really learned. Doing Captain Aldous quest isn't bad.
You have to help me.
Forgot that you could also probably use this to cheese this location.
You can't just leave me here.
Hold on. I've not used this before. You can do it without this. I'm just kind of curious. Probably make it a little bit easier to get up here. I guess you still need to be able to unlock this chest to get the helm. Is the helm in here? Yeah. Is this really just... We really just got dragon? Huh, look at that. Immune to when wearing at least 4 pieces. Take 5% less damage from shouts and your beneficial shouts are 5% stronger. That's pretty cool. Look at that. You don't even have to turn this in. Yeah, exactly, Caesar. Although, we could just not turn this in and have a dragon scale helmet. Kind of like that idea. Boy, wouldn't this be a nice start. Take the 40% regen ring or necklace. Oh god. Our natural enemy. I noticed that too, Leo. For some reason, the videos like weren't showing up on my YouTube channel properly. Let me see if that's been fixed. You have to go, make sure you go to the live tab. So like if you go to my channel, go to live, Yeah, I see them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be there. The boar. Chef, sometimes I do like traits better than armor rating. So like hide armor has 2% additional physical attack reduction. So in a way, this is like an extra 20 armor rating, if you think about it. Not exactly, but just for easy math, we'll just say it's an extra 20 armor rating. So if you had the choice between wearing like hide boots or like fur boots, and the fur boots, or let's say leather boots. Actually, yeah, let's do this as an example. Oh yeah, no, those were live. But there was an issue where they weren't populating properly for some reason. So leather boots are 12 armor rating more, so technically this translates into 1.2% less damage, or protection I should say. And then the hide boots have the 2% damage reduction overall. Now leather boots have, there they are, 3% less damage from slashing attacks. So this is slightly more protective against slashing damage, but hide boots overall is probably just the better pick. Like fur is just frost resist, which you'd rather probably just take hide over fur. You also have to look at the weight of the armors. That's also important as far as like, you know, if you want to balance out traits versus armor rating versus weight for movement speed. But yeah, orcish armor is really nice. I like orcish armor a lot. So if you turn in the Helm of Winterhold, then you can do the Thane quest and you can get the Axe of Winterhold, which is an absorb magic axe, which is super good for hybrid builds or Atronach stone builds. I really like that. I need to do I have plans for an Atronach build that's going to start in Winterhold, and it's going to be going for Axe of Winterhold plus completing Sarthal. Actually, no, that one's not a Atro build. That was going to be a Magestone build. Either way, if I do an Atronach build hybrid, like with one-handed, this would be a really good area to start. Got some chicken, though. We're talking about harness. So really, I think Runeel, the Runeel Miscellaneous Quest, and Aldous Book Quest, probably the main ones to take away from this. So this is something else I wanted to do, is I wanted to kind of go over the starting areas and like where the most viable starting strategies are, so that I could also give some feedback over to Ghoul Smasher, who makes dungeon mods, as well as the unique enemies mods. So he's both about making the game harder and easier in a sense, or at least just like adding more content to it. So I know he plans to add some to Morthal, and he's already added one to Markarth. I think I still have it on here. What are you talking about, Leo? What about the Hircine ring? Is this his new location? No. This is some cave, Reachwater Rock. I don't think I have the file in this on my list currently. Yeah. Ghoul added a Markarth dungeon. I think he added it like right here. Yeah, because it's right under Skyhaven Temple. So I just don't have the ESP loaded right now. So there's going to be a new like starting location right here, which I think is really good. It's just that this whole area of traveling is just so dangerous. It makes it hard to go to Markarth early. It's just Markarth will just not be a starting location. Same way I think Morthal needs a lot of love to be a starting location. Morthal is a almost viable, if not somewhat viable, starting location if you play with more bandit camps. But I just personally don't like the quality of more bandit camps. Like, some of them are good, but most of them just feel kind of bad. Yeah, Namir's is good. Broken Hilt Lookout is another good beginner's location for Whiterun. So if we look at Whiterun specifically, I don't think Whiterun is that good of a starting area for a beginner. Yeah, we're not talking about how they look, Leo. We're talking about for the beginner's guide. Just trying to pin down like what are going to be the best places to suggest for beginners to go and stuff like that. Because if you do Whiterun, I got my map all fucked up. Hold on. Because if you're doing Whiterun, really the only beginner location is Redorans, and then you have to cross the scary plains of Whiterun and take a chance at running into a saber cat, or you get too close to Fort Greymore and they start raining arrows on you. Oh yeah, that's one way to do it. Duty is just go straight to Valtheim. I mean, really, if you're doing Whiterun as your starting location, the only places I'd recommend would be Redorans and Broken Hilt Lookout, and this is one of Ghoul's dungeons. Halted Stream is not easy. Halted Stream is a run ender. Silent Moon's not easy. White River Watch, not easy. The one nice thing about Redorans is treasure map. Hell no, Leo. You got the wrong idea, man. The only reason why Whiterun is such a good early game area for most people is because you start in Falkreath area, you get the treasure map, you get some levels here, you go to Redorans, you get another treasure map, you could go turn in your insight, get your insights, get the treasure map, do the little starting area under the overhang. Yeah, Falkreath Solitude, definitely. What's up, Shiny? It's going well. We're just going over some stuff that we plan to put into the beginner's guide video. I'm thinking the same thing though, Caesar, is I think the only problem with Solitude is there's not a close by transition to take you into a new area. I think Falkreath has the best transition because you transition Falkreath into Whiterun. And Whiterun is just that place that most people want to gravitate towards anyways. I want to do a traveling merchant dungeon crawling build. Well, only problem with that is followers suck. AI is terrible. But I would say Solitude or Falkreath. Those are your best starting locations. Falkreath, you start off by talking to Runil, see if you get lucky about where he sends you. And if you get lucky, sends you to Embershard, then you know you can go do Banner Mist, then you can go do the 3 bandits. You can run to Riverwood, do the camp south of Riverwood, circle back around, do Ember Shard. Oh, we didn't really talk about the rift, did we? Hold on. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. If you guys couldn't tell, I am congested as fuck. Getting over being sick all weekend. So, starting to get better, but the congestion is killing me right now. Took some Mucinex. I'm going to blow my nose every 30 seconds. Doing camping in the woods all the time. Whiterun gets repetitive. Yeah, it definitely does. I've been doing Solitude Start a lot more, like off stream or just even like some like. I don't know, I think Solitude Start is really good. I like Solitude Start. I love the progression of Solitude. Yeah. Yeah, Riften is free horse for them. It's not free. You have to have some gold. You have to be able to persuade or bribe. So with Riften, yeah, we kind of brushed over Riften. I don't know why. Riften, the only thing I don't like about the Riften start is you don't have like really any good easy bandit locations. All of them are kind of like, if I were to put bandit locations in easy, medium, and hard is just not a good way to put it. I think it has to be like easy, medium. No, I don't even know. Hold on. I have a better way of displaying this information. With bandit, yeah, with bounty quests redone. Here we go. These are my personal loadout options for this mod. So the only novice location is Bethalft, and Bethalft has no fucking loot. It has one chest. It's locked. I'm pretty sure it's adept. So the only thing you get out of this is the actual bounty itself. And the way I have it set up is that gets you 200 gold and an insight potion. So Bethalft kind of sucks. It's just like not that good. Rift Watchtower is really risky, or not like risky, but like 50-50. I feel like it depends on how strong the orc archer is, because there is an orc archer that can be kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. So Rift Watchtower does make it hard because they have the high ground. The archer has the high ground, and it's really hard to approach him. Broken Helm Hollow is not fucking easy. You have to deal with 2 archers right off the bat. They have the high ground. That's hard to deal with already. That's an easy reset spot. You go inside, and there's 3 bandits. The bandit boss has a good chance of being a trickster or an archer, so that one can be a bit tough to deal with. Trevor's watching Faldar's Tooth. Yeah, right. You're not doing those early on for beginner's guide. Nilheim is actually not bad. Nilheim with the fix. The only problem is where Bethalft and Nilheim are. It's just so fucking far away. Excuse me. Let's see here. Let's go over to the Rift. The problem is your Rift Watchtower is actually Rift Watchtower is not too far away. Let's go to let's put a little marker on this one, or just fucking fast travel to it. Why not? That's not what I meant to do. The Skooma quest is a good start because killing what's his face inside the warehouse, can't remember his name. Killing him gets you a guaranteed insight, which is good. if you can buy keys or break bows, you can get Draven's, or break chests, you can get Draven's bow, which will get you a guaranteed insight. And then, of course, you have a handful of chests down in the Ratway. The Ratway is a good starting location. There is some good stuff to do in the Ratway. We look so cool with our fucking dragon helmet.
Over here.
Okay, so I guess if you rush the archer, it's still a level 18 orc.
It's nothing. That's it.
This orc is out of control. Like, orcs are just not easy to fight early on because they hit so hard.
Someone's gonna get hurt. You. I fought worse than you.
So notice how I angle myself a little bit right here. I approached him on an angle. The reason I do this is because, for two reasons. It sets me up better for angle strafing. And then it also sets me up better for my shield to block. Since this is on my shield arm. I don't angle strafe them from this angle because my shield's not in front of you. And they can hit beside you and dodge your shield. Whenever you see your stamina get below half, you really just need to disengage if you're a beginner and wait for your stamina to replenish to at least probably about 4/5 or so full.
That your best, huh? Yeah.
Would you change your ranking placement / that you gave for races and Requiem guide? Oh no, races are completely different in in 3bfTweaks. Base Requiem and 3bfTweaks might as well be two fucking overhauls because they really are. 3 I'm just gonna call it fucking 3tweaks. 3tweaks is its own overhaul for sure. Sarthal's not that hard of a dungeon. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's like where you should go as a beginner, but I don't think it's a hard dungeon. So this is the other problem with the Rift Watchtower is you're faced with an apprentice chest. So this build right here is not a big stat build right off the bat. You can get an extra 40 with the Nord mead right here. Raw beef, make a beef stew. So if you had beef stew plus Nord mead, you could break this open. But nice little two-handed weapon upgrade if you're going for two-handed and a heavy armor book. (3bfVG) Dead Drop Tower. What's up, Wildy? Which one's that? Dead Drop Tower. Dead Drop Tower. What the fuck is this location? I don't even know this location. Is this vanilla? Jerlin, the shield chipping. Oh god, no. The other issue is it's not always going to be about like, hey, this is a super easy location, you should do it. It's also like, what reward are you getting? That's why Rift Watchtower is a bit sketch. This is one of Ghoul's, right? Yeah, this is one of Ghoul's. Yeah, okay. I might have done this one, but like don't really remember it. Yeah, I think the races are really well balanced.
I'll rip you up.
Like, obviously, it's the meme to say that Bretons suck, but they're really good mages. I think Bretons make really good mages. I just don't think Bretons starting off are really good. Bretons are an in-game race. Oh, this is actually like you got to come in here. Yeah, it's one of Ghoul Smasher's added mods. Blow my nose again. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. I don't think the dragon skin absorption spell is like good at all, if I'm being honest. I think it's pretty shit. But I think it's getting changed in the next update anyways. Okay, so we've got a novice door. Ooh, a little potion behind there. That's good. That's good. See, this is good. 2 melee guys.
Gotta die for that.
This is why Argonian warrior with shield is so good. You block an attack, you de-aggro, you regen the amount that you blocked.
Talos smites you.
Level 2. It's really that easy. Ooh, is that some high level meat? Blackbriar meat. That's pretty good. But I don't think strong alcohols are worth it early on. Strong alcohols are really only good later on whenever you don't need stamina buffs.
Now ain't this a surprise?
Actually, I want... Oh, shit. Look at that. This guy came in hot. Actually, maybe strong alcohols are the way to go on mages. And just be like really careful with the stamina management. I wish you could use snacks with strong alcohols.
Just give up. Go ahead, try and fight back.
So here you just disengage. Don't run away too far, otherwise they start power attacking like that. I don't think the sunlight weapons would be really good with dragon skin, because dragon skin's a two-handed spell. It's a ritual spell. So you'd have to put away your sunlight weapons and then recast them. And then you gotta wait for all that shit to cast, and by then it's just starting to run out. Adept Strongbox. No, Ghoul, why do you do this to us? Aw, see, that's so bad. Strongboxes need better loot. Yeah, this place is pretty cool, Wildy. I love Ghoul's mods. Ghoul makes the best mods for Requiem lists.
Knew it.
Like, his dungeons all have really good pacing. Like, it's like the pacing in his dungeons are better than vanilla.
Guide
regret.
The best part about being Argonian on a beginner build is the amount of potions that you save by not having to heal in between battles. I think this could definitely be a pretty easy beginner's dungeon so far.
Did you hear something?
At most, you're fighting 2 bandits at a time, which is most locations. You get a good chance to break their bow before they actually have a chance to use it, if you're prepared. You have plenty of space to move around. Don't seem to be getting caught on any terrain or anything.
This is the end for you.
I think Dibella Blessing should be changed a little bit. 100 armor plus 7.5 armor pin for free seems a little too good. Alright. Probably getting close to a boss. Can Argonians brew them? Yeah, I know there's a handful of races. I didn't remember Argonians being one of them. I thought it was mostly the elven races. Huh? That locked behind us or something?
Did you hear something? Can't hide
Come
from
back
me.
here.
Alright, so 3 bandits at the end. Ooh, 2 archers. Yeah, this is where this just took a difficulty turn.
I'll never get tired of
Especially since that... Okay, it's an ancient Nord bow. I thought it was a dwarven bow at first.
Your end draws near. I love a good fight. By Ismir, you'll pay for that. Death awaits you. That your best, huh? Gods, no.
Doing little fancy maneuvers like that.
Think you can take me?
I think block canceling will be a very important technique to teach.
Come on, I'll gut you like a fish.
How to bait arrows properly. What did I get greater insights from? But yeah, Caesar, you're right. The poisons are a really good thing, worth talking about. I think for this build, it'd be most important to get to block 30 as soon as possible. Oh yeah, this is a super good dungeon. Holy shit. Ghoul, you've outdone yourself. Love the pacing of this tower. Only complaint is that I can't bottle booze here. Should let me bottle some booze. Oh, and then I can't jump inside the booze tower. At least it gave you a quick way down, right? Right here or up there. Ah, look how clever that is. Good suggestion, Wildy. Yeah, I haven't done this one yet. That was really nice. That's a very nice one. That definitely makes the Rift a strong contender for early dungeons. Or early starting locations. The only issue I have with the Rift is Rift Watchtower has Apprentice Lock Chest. Nilheim. Where's Nilheim? Okay. But also mad sleepy at the same time. Maybe for watching, but I feel like for playing it keeps you on your toes. Let's see here. So if you start Riften, you do Ratway. Ratway gets you a nice little ring. I think the main issue right now with Riften is there's a lot of apprentice chests. You need to be able to open a lot of apprentice chests. So that kind of brings me like to the point of like, all right, should the beginner's guide build, should it be Tower Stone right off the bat so you can open these chests, do some lock picking? But then you have to deal with Thorn's timed lockpicking game, which is just not fun to me. One way I could agree with that is I wish bashing didn't cost so much stamina, so you could be a little bit more aggressive with bashing. But I mean, what games, what are other ways that other games push more aggression rather than whiff punishing? Because like in Dark Souls, you dodge and then you attack, or you whiff punish essentially. You dodge attack, you attack, they attack, you dodge attack, you attack. You know, it's like it's kind of like the same thing there. You just don't have like a dodge roll. I'm trying to stay away from wildlife starts, Wildy. I think I just want to get people into bandit content because I don't know. Wildlife grinding just doesn't seem like the way. But I don't think Windhelm's very good, in my honest opinion. There's no good early game bandit location. I don't think the only thing Ghoul has done to Windhelm is added the boss at Trader's Post. So Trader's Post is like a no-go early on. Wreck of the Winter War is not terrible, but it's like 3 archers, and 3 archers early on is just not something fun to do. Where is it at? Uttering Hills is not terrible because the pacing's not too bad. It's mostly 2 bandits at a time until you get to the last part. Then you can get you could technically aggro 5, so that part kind of sucks. So you got to be careful about that. Aside from that, there's really nothing else going on here. You could do the beginning of Raldbathar, but I don't know. Yeah, you could do the beginning of Raldbathar. Yeah, when you're not worried about getting one shot by arrows anymore, then you can start being a lot more aggressive too. Also bull rushing. Bull rushing is a way that Requiem's designed around being aggressive as well. Yeah, Stony Creek's not bad. Yeah, Stony Creek's not bad. Crag's Lane is technically Windhelm, but I always consider it Riften. I always kind of consider Stony Creek and Crag's Lane as Riften, even though I know it's Windhelm. Both of those locations aren't terrible. Crag's Lane is scary because of the bouncer, but it kind of fits into the skooma quest. So kind of back to where I was talking about with you added the wrong person, Wildy. That was Caesar who asked. Yeah, it was a Dead Drop Tower. So I think this is another location, Crystal Drift Cave. It's usually just wildlife. Wait, what is this? Banded Branch Gorge? I don't think I know this location. No worries, Wildy. Got that Blackbriar mead. Oh, spooky. I was scrolling up to see what it was called. Oh, that's funny. So I guess Ethan was asking too. You just didn't know it. Is this a ghoul? Ah, this is another ghoul dungeon. I'm assuming, right?
That's close enough.
Did Ghoul just make Riften the best
Great.
start?
Now I'm gonna have to kill you. This what you want, huh?
What's up, Furious? Also, I keep forgetting to reset up my frickin' MCM menu to fix that. And then also... the Frost quest can be a little difficult just because those bandits can hit hard, or the bodyguards can hit hard. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't really use a horse too much anymore. But yeah, it is a good beginner. So yeah, I think Falkreath, Solitude, Riften are definitely the best starting locations. Ghoul definitely makes Falkreath really good.
This will be good trading. Let's go.
Right, thankfully he didn't put an archer back there. Okay, the only reason I don't like this right now is because it's just a hallway. I never like hallways like this. Because you run out of space so quick.
You puny weak.
I swear I'll kill you. Death is highly...
Give up while you still can.
Oh, wait. No, it does not have timed blocks. Honestly, timed block sounds like a cool mechanic, but it's just too OP because it's way too easy to time block. I don't think there's much skill involved in time blocking.
Now ain't this a surprise? You're gonna die for that. Fight! Victory is yours.
You little bitch. Had to hit me 2 times with that stupid thing. Oh, that's definitely where the dungeon comes back, right? Bull rushing would be Requiem's main mechanic, I think, to promote aggression. Well, I didn't start early enough there, but... I really like Imperial armor early on because of the trait as well. Yeah, I agree. I think positioning and spacing based combat resonates more with me than like oh god. Fucking steel, man. Steel is really hard to punish. Oh, I think there's an archer in the background. Oh, of course, I had to take that. I don't want to go further into the dungeon, but I don't have much of a choice here. Ooh, this is a nice little spot.
Your armor will look good on me.
Thanks, Ghoul. Thanks for a breakaway point.
Finish this.
It's also important to just know how to use terrain to your advantage. Not necessarily cheesing terrain, like getting to a spot where an enemy can't move, but just like how to maneuver around terrain like this. It's like knowing that, oh yeah, this was good to lead him up here and then walk back down to just break up the time and give you more time to heal, regenerate some stamina. I don't know how many times bull rushing has really put me in a bad position. Bull rushing is just so good in general. Yeah, steel weapons on bandits early on is a real big pain in the ass. Well, I think with the bull rushing archers, you need to run past them. So like let's say like this is the archer right here, like he's like starting to aim at you. You kind of like run past him, and then you don't really need to bull rush archers, honestly, if you're one-handed, because you just kind of run past them and then you smack them from the side to break their bow. Now, if it's like a, elven bow or something you can't break, then yeah, you kind of come off to the side and then you turn into them and bull rush them and then attack. It's just one of those things that does take a little bit of, I guess, experience with. Oh, I got sneeze. Oh, finally that sneeze came out. Oh, hey, look, a chest. Thanks, sneeze. Wow, black soul gem. But yeah, there's just like those minor things that just get better the more comfortable you get with them. Yeah, if enemies bull rushed you, that would be awful. Oh.
Hey! I'll have your head. I'll try and make this quick. Oh!
So like I guess this is the part that I think about where how Requiem combat differs from, say, vanilla Skyrim. In vanilla Skyrim, you would probably stand in front of this bandit, not move, just stand fucking still, and just wail your sword, throw in a couple shield bashes because you can, because stamina doesn't matter, and just click buttons. I feel like you're just clicking buttons. Hack and slash, who gives a shit? Just click buttons. Whereas Requiem you really need a space. I like this spacing game that you have to play. This is why I think third person is ass. I feel like it's incredibly difficult to space in third person.
Not impressed. Victory's yours, I suppose.
Also just looks bad. Stealth Archer is okay. It's just really slow to start, but once you get to the stealth archery part, then it's pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain bull rushing, I feel like, as far as like the little nuances of it, of just like knowing when it's going to hit, when it's not going to hit, how long you need to sprint. So like, let's say there's like an archer standing right here. Okay. Well, shit, hold on. He aggroed somebody. If you just run from here to there, you're not going to bull rush. So here's like a good example. Oh. Alright, so there's a bull rush right there. Oh gosh. So like, I did not get the bull rush there. Oh, what the fuck? I have never seen a Khajiit use a ward. Alright, Ghoul, what did you get me into in this dungeon? Oh god, Khajiit that's actually using magic.
True Nords never back down. Sure have mercy on you. Just die already, bastard! I cannot best you. Pay for that? I'll have your head on a pike. I will claw the eyes out of you, fool.
Yeah, but spacing in vanilla Skyrim just doesn't work the same because of the way range and shit works. In vanilla Skyrim, the phantom range is unreal. It's ridiculous. Fighting game footsies? Yeah, I like fighting game footsies. I like fighting games. Those people that I've seen like play vanilla style combat, but like not Requiem, it looks really bad.
I've got you like a fish. Come on! Enough!
It's time to die, dog.
You can take me? You'll pay for that? I'll kill you!
One has not yet learned the Master Destruction spells yet. Yeah, it's probably a good thing. It was really weird to see him use a ward, though. It was really strange. Agility. Sword focus 2. That's scary. Lesser ward. Ghoul. You cheeky guy. So this dungeon is... It's somewhat beginner friendly. Like the pacing is good on it, but that ending does make it quite a bit more difficult. But this is a really cool place I didn't know existed, thanks to Ghoul. So this is definitely somewhere I will run more often now. Because using cheats. No, there's no hemorrhaging ward scroll. There's no blood magic scrolls. Can I get up there? I feel like with the dodge perk I might be able to. Ghoul, why do you put places that I'm not supposed to get to? Just makes me want to get to them even more.
Time to end this.
Oh, there's more back here. So this is a dead end. And he has a lightning.
No one bests an orc. I'll show you.
Ow.
Fight, eh? Come on. You want them first, and you won't be the last.
Oh, I just saw Ramon, your message. This is Banded Branch Gorge. It's like right behind the Shadow Stone. Pretty cool location. Yeah, base Requiem, I feel like just doesn't really allow too many playstyles to do like all the content. And 3bfTweaks. Okay, this is not like a super beginners friendly location. This is more of like a medium location. So there was one of those dodges I was talking about that's a bit more difficult to do. It's not that it's difficult, it's just like having the awareness to do them.
You'll regret crossing me.
So like right now, the main thing that's keeping me alive is just positioning. This is kind of part of that like terrain abuse. This is just putting space between me and my opponent to allow my stats to regenerate, which is why I like Argonian as a good beginner's race, because you regenerate health. That goes along with your stamina regeneration. So there are so many times that you just need to make space so that you can regenerate stamina, and as an Argonian, and those times you are also regenerating health, which is really nice.
You're as good as dead. Am I supposed to be impressed? Come on!
Skyrim's for the Nords, there's no other place. But yeah, Ramon, the point of today's stream was that I'm just kind of playtesting some areas in preparations for making a beginner's guide to 3bfTweaks. So hopefully in the coming months, I'll be able to get that put together and released. The main thing that's slowing me down right now is I'm waiting on the next update to ftweaks, which is a pretty big update. It has a lot of changes to magic. And a couple other key important things. So once that update is released, then I'll be looking at hammering down on getting this this beginner's guide put together. All right, Ghoul. Where's the chest, man? Surely this isn't the only chest. That would be sad if that was the case. Once you get this perk is when block really starts taking off. Ooh, carved bow. This dungeon has more bandits than Valheim Towers. Not that many, but it did have a lot. This location kind of reminded me of like Swindler's Den or like Lost Knife Hideout. Are you gonna run Lalaland Modlist for the guide? Yeah, just because it's the only list that I'm playing, so I'll just have Lalaland. The guide isn't gonna be like me playing a character or anything. The guide is mostly just gonna be like a voiceover of recorded clips. Oh yeah, the guide's going to be completely applicable. The only differences are going to be like the recommended starting areas. I'm going to have recommended mods, so I'm definitely going to be recommending Ghouls mods. So if you don't have Ghouls mods, then some of the starting areas are just not going to be as strong. So like Solitude, Falkreath, and pretty much Solitude and Falkreath will be your bread and butter if you don't use Ghouls mods. Ghouls mod with all of his bandit dungeons really opens up Dawnstar and Riften as good starting areas. Riften you can make work. It's just not as many beginner friendly places without like drop dead tower or whatever it's called. Dead drop tower. Dead drop tower giving it an extra location just helps a lot. And I think, so I think like right now, like the good progression would probably be like Falkreath into Whiterun into Riften, or Solitude into Dawnstar into Whiterun. And then you could go down to Falkreath or Riften. So I think starting in the northwest, southwest, or southeast, like you could also start Riften, go into Whiterun, go down to Falkreath, or Riften into Falkreath, into Whiterun, into Dawnstar, into Solitude, or I think just any combination of Solitude, Dawnstar, Whiterun, Falkreath, and Riften. I would like to see, I think the next locations would definitely be Windhelm, Winterhold, and then Morthal. And then Markarth just being the last. Honestly, I don't even really fuck with Markarth, just because I don't really like fighting the Forsworn. I think they're just a terrible enemy. They're just terrifying. I mean, not like terrible in their design, but just terrifying in their design. They're very strong. There's not really anything that I can think of in Lalaland that's going to make like combat much different. Most of the quality of life stuff is out of combat related. And it's not like I'm doing like an alchemy guide, so like my alchemy mod that like weightless ingredients and all that stuff. It's not going to be a factor for the beginner's guide video. Okay, surely he put a boss chest in here, right? Am I just missing something? Hold on. All right, here we go.
Thought I heard
something. There's more bandits.
It's nothing. Victory is you.
There's the boss chest. Yep, just like I thought. The waterfall. Yeah, so if you do Rift and start, then this is probably the dungeon you probably wrap up your start with. I would say the progression here, it's kind of unfortunate just because it's like it doesn't like circle around or anything. And the closest places are not necessarily the easiest places. So you end up going to probably... You would do Ratway, Dead Drop Tower, Rift Watch Tower, Nilheim. Make a stop in Iverstead, I guess just so you have the location. And then do Ruins of Bethalft. And then carefully make your way home back to Riften to do Broken Helm Hollow. Actually, isn't Lost Prospect Mine, I think, another location you can do? Or Fallowstone Cave. Yeah, you could come back, do Broken Helm Hollow, and then try to wrap things up with Banded Branch Gorge. You could also start Skooma Quest at this point. I would probably say do the Ratway, start Skooma Quest, kill Sarthis, get the insights, and then start doing those locations. It's just alternate start, live another life. Lalaland does edit the alternate starts though, so there are less. It doesn't add any, it just takes some of the more broken ones away. I can't remember if there was a chest here. I think it's just gold ore. This is the test your parkour skills mine. Yep, just gold ore in here. Does he have the fast picking mod? Yeah. Still takes way too long. Holy shit. Surprised we don't have a mod that just like instant adds it. It's a good little source of gold. Get it? Good source of gold. So it gives you how much ore? 18 gold ore. It's not bad. A lot of mushrooms, though. Blisterwort. Blisterwort's actually really good. make some healing potions. Oh, there's a handful of blister wort here. Not a bad place to go. That adds them all with one hit. Yeah, I need to get... I don't really do too much mining, but that would be nice. Yeah, I have the tail physics, but I'm honestly not too much of a fan of them. It's kind of a shame that there's not that much control with, like, how the physics really work. I more so just wanted a little bit of movement, but this is just floppy tail. Not really what I was looking for. Yeah, what I think I'll do is I'll probably, in the beginner's guide, I'll talk about those 4, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It's really 5 locations, I guess. The 5 good starting locations.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
The fairest horses in the library's worth of knowledge in moments, or throw back that missing limb with my genuine
Let's see, what was I gonna do? I was gonna go check and see how much this all sells for. If we smelt it down. Yeah, it's definitely worth smelting it down. This bitch never has gold.
Come to see back. Take a look.
Yeah, 81 gold. Not that much. Welcome to 3bfTweaks.
If you need any more smithing work.
Where selling doesn't get you shit. Argonian butt plug. Oh no.
Why take a chance?
Make love like a saber cat, or crush your enemies to dust like a giant.
Mine is avoided. Wildlife. Oh, what's up, King?
Gems, potions, exotic ingredients, I have them all.
Yeah, so I think for the beginner's guide, I'll like talk about the different locations that I'd recommend for starting. First, I'd recommend Ghoul's Mod. That'll just be kind of part of my beginner's guide. Solitude, Falkreath. Really, the main ones are Solitude, Falkreath, Riften. And then, like, Falkreath bleeds into Whiterun, Riften bleeds into Whiterun, Solitude bleeds into Dawnstar. You could start Dawnstar. There's just really only, like, 2 locations that are, like, beginner-friendly. And then you're pretty much, like, ready to move on over to Solitude. And even, like, the beginner-friendly ones over here, like Brittlebrine, you end up having to fight a lot of bandits at once, so not super beginner friendly. Snowy areas plus Markhearth. Dawnstar's really not bad though. Dawnstar's really not bad. Like, so Dawnstar and Winterhold are not terrible. They just don't have a whole lot. Like Winterhold, you get 2 easy locations. You get Snowpoint Beacon and you get Bleak Coast Lookout. So that's 2 easy locations. It's just that's all there is. And then like Dawnstar, you get Brittlebrine and Hellyvood, but you also have Fort Fellhammer, but Fort Fellhammer is not really easy considering you have to fight like 6 fucking archers on the outside. This place is awful for early game. Like depending on your build, like if you're full heavy armor and you have good healing, you can do it pretty easily, but it's still a pain in the ass. Yeah, like I'll say like, all right, so if you want to start Solitude, my recommended order of you know, locations, you know, from easiest to hardest would be like Wolf Skull Cave, Ironback Hideout, Dainty Slode, Orphan's Tier, and then Broken Ore Grotto. And I'll like put like a disclaimer, like Broken Ore is hard, so if you don't feel that you're ready for that, you could skip Broken Ore and move on to Dawnstar and take on Brittlebrine Hideout and Hellyvood, and then you could try Fort Fellhammer, but that one's also hard. I'll just put them like as the last one, and I'll say like, you know, like this is the last location, this, you know, hold that it's difficult or whatever. And then it's like, okay, after Dawnstar, you can move on to Winterhold and take on Snowpoint Beacon, which is right next to, it's up the mountain. On the map, it's kind of hard to see, but it's like up the mountain. So you can like kind of try to avoid it by heading south here and going past Driftshade Refuge. Actually, I wonder if this has anything on the outside. Might be like 1 or 2 bandits or something. Then you just head south, take on Snowpoint Beacon, and then go to Winterhold, and then do the Bleak Coast Lookout. And then once you've done all those, you can travel down to it's like Solitude, or to Falkreath or Riften. Oh, actually is Silver Hand. Are they using... Ooh, they are using Silver Sword. That's good to know. Oh, God.
True Nords never back down. Stupid lizard. That's the best you can do.
Oh, God. This guy's terrifying. Starfield Requiem win.
You won't leave here. You're mine.
Don't know about that. Baked potatoes, bestial stew. Don't really see those guys dual wielding very often. Good to know that's a reliable place to pick up a silver sword. So yeah, if you run past here, you just gotta be fucking careful. Rushing Kolskegger mine. Do it good. Yeah, I don't think Markarth will ever be a good starting area. Even with Ghoul putting a actual starting dungeon there, the Forsworn are just too much. Even when you just have to fight like 2 of them, they're just crazy. Literally just bandits on crack. Oops, I didn't mean to power attack there. Might as well take advantage of it, though. I have found no stamina potions. So, like, even there, like, we took a power attack. We just blocked it. And we'll regen that health back up. Dog? I'm a lizard. I'm a lizard, Harry. And that's death. That's a red guard for you, though. Even though this was an easy starting location that I would recommend. Number 1 lookout is high-level red guard bandits with great swords. They will fuck you up. But one good thing is in the next ftweaks update is those guys will be slightly nerfed. They're going to have less movement speed. The heavy armor dudes, heavy armor bandits are going to have less movement speed because right now they're just like crazy. Red guards are still going to be pretty quick because they have the +5 movement speed, and if you run into like a heavy armor Khajiit, obviously they'll be fast because they have +10 movement speed. But overall, the heavy armor dudes will be a bit toned down. I think that's pretty much it, though. Yesterday, while I was still recovering from illness, which I still kind of am, but wasn't in the ability to stream, I was just kind of going through locations that I'm not very familiar with. Places like Bleak Coast Cave or Journeyman's Nook. Or Silverdrift Lair and Haldir's Cairn and all that kind of stuff. And just like going through some locations I haven't been to in a while just to see what all's out there, see what things I might have missed. The only time I really ever start in Solstheim is if I'm doing like a great sword build and I want to get Stormfang early on. There are a couple Solstheim locations, but I just think that the wilderness there is much like Markarth. Just too dangerous to walk around. So it makes it not as fun. But, alright, I think I'm going to call stream here just because my congestion is fucking killing me. It's driving me nuts. But I think we covered some decent ground. This is a good start for things that I needed to go over. And, imagine if Skyrim was faced this way. That would be confusing. Riften is the northwest. Northeast is Markarth. Oh god, I don't like that. Appreciate it, Leo. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch you next time. See you later.